What's up, everybody? Crash here. Welcome back to Crash Against the Spread, where we talk about sports from a betting perspective. It is November 1st, Friday, and we have some NBA to talk about today. If you like the channel, subscribe, like the video, do all that stuff. It does help out. We are not doing well over here, so, I know why you didn't subscribe and like and hit the channel, all that stuff. So, last couple days, haven't been seeing the NBA that well, but like I've been saying, there's not a lot of data to go on. But what we've been doing is trying to look for the good teams, see who's doing well, and bet on them to keep going. Well, I'm going to switch it up, and I'm going to bet against the bad teams today. I think we got enough data to figure out who's bad. But yesterday, real quick, we had the over in the NFL game, the Jets and the Texans. Didn't think the Jets could keep the Houston Texans under 14 points, and that's exactly what they did. Aaron Rodgers didn't score 30, so, that doesn't make me a liar. That makes him a liar. He said he was going to score 30 every game from now on. So, whatever the case, the over didn't hit. Jets did win, which was my lean towards the side, but I didn't bet that. So, I did have a NBA parlay. It went 2-2, so of course we didn't get it. We got the under in the Spurs game, and we got Phoenix on the money line, who had to come all the way back to beat the Clippers, and they covered the 4.5 too. So if that's what you had, you covered that. Milwaukee lost outright to Memphis, and that was Milwaukee's, I don't want to say it's their last chance, but until they get fully healthy and start showing that they can win games, they don't look like any Milwaukee I remember. So, also the over in the Dallas and Rockets game, the Mavs and Rockets, it did not hit. They got to 108 to 102, and we had 225. So, Rockets beat the Mavs, and that's what I'm talking about. We don't know all these dominant teams from last year, all these good teams from last year. We don't know which ones are good yet, and that's what we're trying to figure out. So today I'm going to bet against the bad teams and see how that works. So the games that I'm looking at today are the Kings and the Hawks. Hawks have not looked like any Hawks that we really want to bet on. And last year they were kind of the same. So that was the first team that was kind of easy to pick out, that wasn't going to be performing. So looking at their record, Hawks came out, won the first two games. They beat the Nets and they beat the Hornets. By 4, they beat the Nets, and by 5, they beat the Hornets. Then they came out and they got beat by Oklahoma City, 128 to 104. And then they lost to Washington twice in a row on a home and home. So, don't really trust them, especially against the Kings team, who I think is better than the Wizards. So, going to rock with the Kings and the Pacers and the Pelicans. Pelicans are the bad team in this situation. We just saw the Pacers beat up on the Celtics after starting their season slow. They came back to recover the Magic and beat the Pacers outright, or beat the Celtics outright. That final score of 135-132 against the Celtics is not indicative of how the game went. They were in control that whole game. The thing about it is the Celtics shots weren't falling. So if the Celtics had one quarter other than the fourth, where their shots were falling, they would have covered that game too. So I do think the Pacers are on an upswing, getting their stride right, getting more comfortable again after their long playoff run. And Halliburton was in the Olympics also. So I'm going to go with the Pacers against the Pelicans. Even if it's tight in the first half, we don't trust the Pelicans to win games right now. Oklahoma City at Portland. Portland is a young team, not a lot of stars on it. They are competing. They just beat the Clippers by 1. They've already beaten the Pelicans this year. Competed with them in the game before. blown out by the Warriors, blown out by the Kings. So the Pelicans we don't trust. Clippers are going to be up and down. I don't think they're the best team, but they do have the pieces to compete with anybody on any given night. So they are getting older though. So for Portland to beat the Clippers, I could say that's just a Clippers off night. But they're going against Oklahoma City, who is one of the favorites to get the championship this year. So I think that this will be a overmatched game for Portland, and I can see a score just like the last one that they played against San Antonio, that Oklahoma City played against San Antonio, like a 105-93 kind of score, which would cover this 11. So that's where I'm betting, Oklahoma City to cover the spread. So my 3 picks are the Kings -6.5, the Pacers -4.5, and the Thunder -11.5. So lock those in. Let's get this money. We'll be back tomorrow to talk some Saturday college football.